Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Deb Butler again with another bonus for the week because I have so much going on and I didn't want you to miss it. And I wanted to make sure that you heard about it. So this week I did a free masterclass on 3 steps to permanent weight loss in menopause. If you hadn't heard about it or if you missed it, I got your back because today this bonus is actually going to include the free masterclass that I did in its entirety. Now, the reason that I'm putting it on as a bonus today is because I have also opened up the doors to everyone to my Thinner Peace in Menopause program that I only do a few times a year, and it is open now, and it will be the last one that I do this year. If this is something that you're interested in, either hearing my masterclass on the 3 steps to permanent weight loss or wanting to hear more about my Thinner Peace in Menopause program, this is what you can listen to. I wanted to make sure that you could hear it, and I wanted to make sure that if you had any questions, I know it will answer everything. So please sit back, relax, take a walk, do whatever you do, and listen to 3 steps to permanent menopausal weight loss and how you can get in to my Thinner Peace in Menopause program. Enjoy.
Welcome to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. If you're a woman and you're smart and you're successful and you've been struggling with weight your whole life, and now menopause is making it harder than ever, and you are ready to make this the last time you ever have to go on a diet again, then this podcast is for you. Stay tuned.
So welcome. And what I would love to hear as we're getting started in class is, why are you here? What made you decide to sign up for 3 steps to permanent weight loss? Can you write in the Q&A? Because this is good practice for you, so you can ask me questions because nobody else can see or hear this. So what are you doing here? Why are you here? Why are you taking this time to be here with me today? Why? Why are you here? And as you're talking to me and telling me why you're here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and why I'm here. So about 15 years ago, I was a chiropractor and I had my own practice with my husband. We were practicing probably for about 35 years before I actually stopped altogether. And in that time, probably in my 50s, I was not as happy with my profession. I'd probably been doing it for about 30 years. I was looking for something else. And also, I had a thing going on with my body. And this thing is that I had been on a diet my whole life. I was a lifetime Weight Watcher member. And what that meant to me as a lifetime Weight Watcher member is that whenever I would gain my weight back, I would go to Weight Watchers, do my points, count my points, lose my weight, and then I would go back to doing what I always did, which was not pay attention to anything and tell myself, it's okay. You've lost your weight. You can just eat anything you want. It was kind of like my dream was to try to figure out how I could eat whatever I want and weigh a nice low weight. But the only thing I ever showed myself over all of those years is that I had to constantly follow an external diet. And when that external diet helped me lose my weight, then I was free to be, because I didn't stay with Weight Watchers. I only used it to lose weight. And I always knew that whenever I gained my weight back, that I could go back and do it again. And that is what I did for about 30 something years. About the time I was thinking I wasn't so happy as a chiropractor, wasn't sleeping so good at night. And lo and behold, I'm ready to go back to Weight Watchers, lose the same old 20 to 30 pounds I've been trying to lose for 30 years, and it wasn't coming off like it used to. And truly, my discontent with my career and also my discontent with my body and my discontent that the things that I did weren't working anymore first put me into pretty deep depression. I was pretty depressed. And then I met in coaching. I started looking into coaching, looking into what it would be like to help other people with their head. And I met a weight loss coach. And the first thing that this woman asked on her lessons that she was doing is, why do you eat when you're not hungry? And that question changed the way I look at everything. It changed my life. It changed my profession. And today, what I hope is that it will help change you too, if you're anything like I was. Because I know most of you are in your 50s. And I know most of you, if you're here, have some kind of issue with your body and some kind of issue with weight. And what I want to be able to help you with, because you're in menopause, is learn how to listen more closely to your body. Because this is the one thing that I never learned. I never learned to listen to what my body was saying to me. That was never a diet that I ever did that said, well, eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. It was always eat this, don't eat this, eat at this time, don't eat that time. And to this day, there are so many things out there that if you don't know what's right for you, you're going to be really confused. And so I imagine a lot of you who are here today are very confused. And so what I want to just be able to do for you is, if you look on my board, I want you to expect a miracle today. And what I mean by a miracle, according to Marianne Williamson, is a change in your perception. If you can change the way you perceive something, to me, there is no bigger miracle than that. Because a lot of times the things that are in our lives or what are going on in our lives, we can't change. But what's going on in our head is something that we can always change. And I want to show you and give you the power to be able to do that today, especially around food in your body, but really around anything in your life. So I'm going to teach for about 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at the most. And then the most important part of this call is going to be me coaching you on the things that I'm teaching you. Because what I have found, and what you will find, or what you may already know, is that when I can coach you on why you're eating when you're not hungry, I can open up your mind to a change in perception just by looking at that. So I'm going to go over a few philosophies that I believe. This is my teaching. For those of you who don't know me at all, I have a podcast called Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond on iTunes. I've been doing it for almost 5.5 years. There's 391 episodes. So after you hear this and you're interested in what I do, but you might not be ready to work with me, I really encourage you to listen to that podcast. Now, a lot of you on here are coming from that podcast. And so I want to be able to offer you a step up from just listening to my podcast. So while I'm teaching what I want all of you to be thinking about and doing, I want you to put your big girl pants on, and I want you to go to the bottom of your screen and raise your hand to be coached about something, about why you're here, or what you find about yourself of why do you eat when you're not hungry. I'm going to go over 3 steps with you right now. And then I want to coach you on those 3 steps, because everybody will learn more from you when I coach you than anything that I can teach you. So I just want to go in my Q&A. And Elise says that she has 8 kilograms that have been trying to lose for 5 years. That's why she's here. This is a good place to be. I was trying to lose 20 to 30 pounds for 30 years. So it's like I would lose it, I would gain it. I would lose it, I would gain it. Lisa says, I'm 55. I need some motivation to move into this stage of life. Empty nester, changing health as I age. I think menopause is a beautiful transition time into what do you want. You will never have as much wisdom to make those choices as you do now. And yet I believe it's very, very similar to when you were an adolescent and you were making choices about your life and you were pretty hormonal. And it's kind of the same thing now. You're making choices about your life and you're pretty hormonal. And the only difference between those two stages is years of wisdom. And I want to use those wisdoms to help you learn how to navigate food in your body. But if I can teach you why you eat when you're not hungry, I can teach you about what's going on in your head about a lot of things. And Anna Marie says, I need to recover hope. I'm almost giving up. Anna Marie, this is the place for you to be. And I believe there's a lot of people that think like you. Kat says, I am stuck in the middle, halfway to my weight loss goal. And my weight loss has stalled out for about 3 months now. And I want to get to the bottom of what is going on in my mind that is causing this. Perfect place to be. Teresa in Pennsylvania is saying, to learn to listen to my body and my emotions and eat when I'm hungry and not to soothe myself. Absolutely, that is what you're going to do. And that is what I'm going to teach you. And the idea that you even say to soothe myself, you've got to stop thinking you're soothing yourself when you're eating, when you're not hungry. You got to stop thinking it because it's not soothing, or you wouldn't be here trying to figure out how to stop it. Jennifer says, I'm here to learn and see how these sessions work. Perfect. Anonymous, I'm here because I'm struggling with postmenopause weight loss and stress eating. And I will tell you what, Anonymous, stress eating and menopause tend to go together. And the one thing I'm going to teach you right now about menopause and why it's such an important period is this. And I said this on the internet and I say it on my podcast all the time. If you've been struggling with weight your whole life and menopause is making it harder than ever, and you're ready to make this the last time, then this is the place to be. Because here's the thing. If you've been doing what I've been doing for years, and you've been looking to external sources to help you lose weight, then one thing you have missed, and the one thing that you've missed is that your appetite is decreased. Your metabolism is decreasing over time. We know that. And what that means to an appetite is your appetite's decreasing. So if your appetite is decreasing and you notice that you need to eat less and you eat less, you're probably not going to gain weight. And if you do, then it's probably a pure hormonal problem. But the people that I'm talking to here and the people that I work with, they've been doing this their whole life. And their tips and their tricks aren't working anymore. And I say hallelujah, because those tips and those tricks were never going to keep you in a healthy place. They might get you the weight you want, but not at a healthy place to be, and not how to use food the way it was intended, which is to fuel you. Anna says, since I've started listening to your podcast, I've lost 38 pounds. Whoa. Started 1 year ago. I want to lose my last 12 pounds and it's not coming off. Well, Anna Marie, I'd start really thinking about how you want to think about that, because every time you think it's not coming off, it's not going to come off. But it's always interesting that when you see a number on a scale and it's not the number that you want, can you use it as a place of being curious as to why, as opposed to getting mad and feeling stuck? Rolla says, I'm premenopausal. Discovered your podcast 2 months ago. Love it. And I'm learning so much. Super excited to see you live. Rolla, yes, I'm happy to see you too. Donna says, I need help with weight loss and I'm really tired of Weight Watchers. Yes, I think what you're really tired of is not being able to trust your own body and be able to stay at the same weight for a long period of time. It's like during those 30 years that I used of weight loss, I was up and down 20 to 30 pounds. I probably lost 250 pounds in my life doing that. And over the last 10 to 15 years, it has been such a pleasure to weigh the same, like within a few pounds, and eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm full, and know that I can eat whatever I want. That's what I want to teach you, is you can eat whatever you want. Just because you think you can eat whatever you want doesn't mean you're going to eat potato chips and bonbons all day long. But it does open you up, because then it's like, okay, well, if I can eat what I want, what's it going to do? And do I really want it? Joan says, over 60, slow metabolism, overweight all my adult life. Yes, I think everybody has a slow metabolism as you get older. It's going to get slower and slower, but that means your appetite is less. And if you could really tune into that appetite, and that's what we'll talk about today, eating between the twos, and I'll discuss it with you, maybe that is how you can do it. But the problem with menopause is appetite decreases and emotions increase, which is why so many people in menopause think they're so hungry because they're emotionally hungry, because they've never learned how to deal with their emotions their whole life, like me. I never thought, well, how am I feeling and why am I eating? I just thought like I'm eating because I don't have to lose any weight, and I'm not eating because I do have to lose weight, period. Oh my. Anna Marie lost 140 pounds, gastric bypass when I was 26, gained 30, lost them, gained 40, lost them. Now at 54, almost 55, have 50 pounds of excess weight and don't have the will to lose them. Oh, Anna Marie, you might be really, really wanting to coach with me today because the idea of being stuck or not having the will is probably some of the most poisonous thoughts that you're going to ever have about yourself, because they will keep you stuck. Okay, I want to look at my screen and see who's raising their hands. Okay, so far I have 3 people who have their hand raised: Nirja, Joanne, and Anna Marie. Good, and more people are raising their hand. So I want to utilize this time to share my screen with you just a little bit. Then I want to coach until about 10 minutes to the hour. And then I'm going to go over my Thinner Peace and Menopause group program that is opening as we speak and explain it to you, answer all of your questions. I'll stay on at least 30 minutes longer today to answer any questions about my program or anything else. So if you've got your hands raised and I don't get to coach you at the beginning, just stay on and I'll still answer the questions, because I'm going to stay on until everything gets answered and everybody knows what they're going to do. So let me share my screen with you very, very quickly, because I love to talk and I like to coach more than I like to talk. And I'm talking. I want to show you in the books, any of you that came live got today. Some of you may already have this. Those of you listening to my podcast may have this, but it is the 2 center tools of everything that I teach. And it's number 1, a physical hunger scale, and 2, an emotional hunger scale. Now, what I said to you about being in menopause, what I said to you about getting older, is that your appetite is decreasing. How many of you notice that you eat less than you used to? I just want you to think about that, because what I hear from most of the people that I work with is they want to eat more, and they think it's a problem because of menopause. But menopause is not what is causing the urge to eat more. The problem in menopause is that emotions get increased a lot, either because of hormonal imbalance or because of the transition that you're going through in your life. If with kids, without kids, it's just a very transitional time. And it really is a time to decide, like when you can listen to your own body, your emotions live in your body. Do you realize that? Your emotions tell you what you need to do at any given time. So you have physical hunger that lives in your body, and other involuntary actions such as pain, such as being tired. But for now, we're talking about just physical hunger and the physical hunger scale. And what I talk about is I want you to just to imagine in your head a scale that goes from a -10 to a +10. And imagine that a -10 is starving and a +10 is stuffed. And imagine that where you really want to start eating is at the very beginning of hunger and the very beginning of fullness, which I call starting at a -2, which is the beginning of hunger, and stopping at a +2, which is the beginning of fullness. There's satisfaction. You feel light. You could do whatever you want to do, but you also feel satisfied. And when I mean satisfied, your tummy is full. Now, some people say, but I ate and I wasn't satisfied. And I'll go, but were you hungry? And see, a lot of times that satisfaction, not being satisfied, is emotional hunger. It's not physical. And all of the things that I work on and all the things that I teach, especially in my group program, is how to really recognize those and then how to deal with them. The coaching comes in with the emotional hunger, but the coaching also comes in with, do you recognize physical hunger? Do you recognize when it's time for you to eat? And do you eat? Or do you say, I don't have time for you. We're way too busy. I'll feed you when I have time. And you let yourself get too hungry. Or on the other end of eating to a +2, emotional hunger comes in a lot at +2s because you have thoughts of saying that this is so delicious, or I'll never have this again, or I'm on vacation, so it doesn't matter. All the things that your mind creates, which is emotional hunger. And emotional hunger runs the same way as physical hunger, from a -10 to a +10. So the worst you can feel is going to be a -10. The best you can feel is a +10. Now, when we're dealing with eating when we're not hungry, we're always looking at the emotional hunger scale from 0 to a -10. And let me say that when we're talking about negative emotions, mad, angry, sad, depressed, we're also talking about desire and urges, which is also negative emotion. Now, there are food journals in this book that if you came today, you will get. And my recommendation is today you start by writing down when you're eating, what your physical hunger scale is before and after, before you eat and after. Start getting comfortable with your numbers. Now, if you've been doing this for a while and you're back again and want to try to get more motivated to do it longer, I would only use emotional hunger when you're overeating. That's when I would be looking at emotional hunger. I would not be looking at your emotions every single time you sit down to eat. If you're eating between the twos, you're doing good. You can leave the emotions out. If you're not in between the twos, then you want to look at why, especially going over that +2. So I have 4 types of eating, and the 4 types of eating are fuel eating, fog eating, joy eating, and storm eating. Fuel eating is anytime you're eating a nutritious food, you're choosing a nutritious food, regardless if you're hungry or not. It becomes fuel because it's nutritious. A joy eat is basically eating a food that tastes good, that has no nutritious value. And a joy eat is always done mindfully. You eat until you're through enjoying it, which usually isn't a lot, until your mind comes in and starts adding a lot of emotional hunger to it. But a true joy eat is eating it bite by bite and stopping the minute that you're done. I also want to talk a little bit about the model and how our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings create our actions, and our actions create our results. I call it the model, and I call it you can solve any problem with it. When I'm working with clients in an individual or group program, we spend a lot of time on this. But for today, I want you to be aware that this is here. And I want you to be aware that emotional hunger, which is always going to be a feeling, always comes from a thought. It never comes from an actual food, because a food, what you're eating, is just a circumstance. And a circumstance is just a fact. It's something that you can prove in court. The sky is blue. There are cookies sitting in front of you. There is no emotion to it. It is what it is. Now, what that triggers in your head is where the change in perception comes from in this class, because there is where you have the power, is to decide what you want to think about those cookies sitting in front of you, or what you want to think about the sky being blue. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I'm going to have so much fun. I'm so happy. Or it's a blue sky and for some reason that depresses you. Or there's cookies in front of you and you have a thought, I can't control myself. And then those thoughts go down this model that a thought creates a feeling and a feeling creates an action and an action creates a result. When you feel something like an urge or you feel something like sadness and the action is either to push away the sadness and tell yourself not to feel sad, or the action is, oh, those cookies will make me feel better. The thought, the cookies will make me feel better, which makes you feel an urge, which the action is eating the cookies, which gives you the result of believing that the cookies are making you feel better when all they're doing is making you feel worse. And that's why you're here. Okay. That is my quick instruction. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to start coaching. And Anna Marie, I'm going to let you talk.
Hi, Dr. Deb.
Do I call you Anna or Anna Maria?
Annie.
Annie.
Yeah.
Okay, Annie. What you got?
I know everything about losing weight. I am a master PhD in losing weight. Ever since I was 26 years old,
yep.
I lost, like I wrote on the chat, 140 pounds. I had a gastric bypass. Then when I had my son, I had gained about 30. I lost that.
Yep.
Then I lost 40 and I was able to lose it relatively easily every time. By now, 55, I'm an expert in every single diet, from the anti-inflammatory to everything. I am a fabulous cook. I know how to select my food well and how to do the good, healthy eating. I know it all.
Okay.
And now I'm 55 pounds overweight and I can't seem to lose it this time now that I'm in the menopause. So it's not as easy. I'm not losing it. And, I started diet, like I started this Monday, right? And
sounds familiar. Monday. We'll start on Monday.
I go and I did my October grocery shopping, beginning of the month, bought all the right stuff and started on my diet. And I'm good. And I've lost 4 pounds since Monday. Okay.
Okay. So you can lose weight.
My metabolism seems to be working until it doesn't. And then suddenly 5 or 6 days from now, I start feeling, I don't know if it's hunger now that you mentioned the hunger scale, but sometimes I'm ravenous and I'm not eating. I'm not listening that I'm ravenous. And sometimes I just eat because it's time for lunch. And then my husband's eating and everybody else, and I have to adjust to their schedule.
No, you don't.
But
you don't have to adjust to their schedule. You don't have to eat to their schedule. You don't have to think that. You do not have to. You can choose to, but you don't have to.
I can choose to, but it's just easier that way. So
it's
I don't know. I weigh myself every day, and if I don't lose it, I'm not losing the weight. I kind of start getting discouraged, and I start getting
stop.
Not going to happen.
Gotcha. I got your problem. Okay, so it's not that you can't lose weight. The problem is that as soon as you start losing weight, your mind starts messing with you.
Probably, yeah.
Well, no, that's exactly what you're telling me. I lost 4 pounds. And then what happened?
Everything from, this is too good to be true. I'm going to stop losing now. Yeah, I'm hearing my mind telling me this as you speak.
There you go. It's like, so the problem with you and with many, many people, and I go over this a lot when we're working together, is how you deal with the number on the scale. The number on the scale and how your mind manages it needs work. Because
should I like not weigh myself every day?
No, you should weigh yourself, but I think it's like either, what do you say when you lose 4 pounds? I mean, like, do you just keep on
it's doing everything? Good to be true. I'm going to gain it back anyway.
And therefore, what happens is emotional hunger comes in. You create it with your mind because no matter how much it is, it's probably not going to be enough. And then you probably go to your head saying, and I have 55 pounds to lose, and this is nothing. So therefore, all of a sudden, you get ravenous.
Success. So I'm sabotaging my own success is what I'm hearing.
Well, let's not say that, because I don't think you're intentionally sabotaging it. Because I don't think you know what you're doing. You think that the way that you're talking to yourself is helpful.
No, I truly think that I'm noticing something that's wrong about my body, and it's not going to allow me to lose weight. I'm stuck with it. I'm not going to lose this weight. My body, there's something in my body that's wrong, or there's something in my brain that I can't wrap my head around the right diet for me. And I've shifted from one to another, and there's just something that's not allowing me to lose the weight. And
what is it that's not allowing you to lose the weight?
Oh, it's probably here. Yeah. I thought you were asking about what's the emotional reason, or like.
What is allowing you not to lose your weight is the way that you're thinking. That's how I want you to think. It is not I don't know what the answer is. It's kind of like when I was speaking before and I was coaching, it's like we act like we just don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We're here, but we don't know what's going on.
The first time I thought it might be in my brain was 3 or 4 days ago that I spoke with my cousin who had listened to your podcast.
Yeah.
Because I wrote to her because she's on the fast metabolism diet. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be the good one.
That's got to be it.
So I wrote to her, how do I follow? And I spent hours and hours doing the tables of the 28-day fast metabolism. And then I contacted her to see if she had any recommendations on the diet. And she's like, no, it's not about the diet, because she lost like 40 pounds. She's like, no, it's not about the diet. It's on your head.
I want to stop you. The latest and the greatest, you already know you have a master's in it.
Oh, yeah.
But do you know when you're hungry and do you know when you're full?
Up until 15 minutes ago, I thought I did. When you mentioned the hunger scale and the emotional scale, I'm like, whoa, that's a good one. No, I don't know when I'm hungry.
Okay.
Really.
And so, first of all, I talk about a tool called massive action. And what massive action means is you do whatever it takes until you get what you want. That does not mean try one diet and try another diet and try another diet and try another diet. It means try one thing and do whatever it takes until you get what you want. And for you, whatever it takes is going to be mastering your brain, because it's your brain that takes you off track.
Yes.
That's what happens. You can lose weight. You just said I lost 4 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And it was easy. And my metabolism works. You're telling me all that. So what happened then? Why aren't you still losing weight? You said because I got ravenous. That's what you said.
Yes. I suddenly 4 or 5 days from now, I start feeling, and very coincidentally, it coincides with my thoughts of this is too good to be true, and this is not going to be for the long run, and this is not. So at the same time, lo and behold, I stop losing the weight. So
when we talk about massive action, this is where your brain comes in, and we're just going to keep on doing it because it's working. And it's like, that's where the coaching comes in. Just me coaching you right now, because you can hear what's going on up there. It's just that if you don't have anybody to tell and you don't have anybody coaching you, you're believing it.
I know. I'm a coach too. I'm an attorney, and I'm a certified coach with Newfield. I did a year and a half of coaching. And yet again, I can't figure out my own head. I need somebody this is what happens.
I think that's true for most of us. I need somebody to help me figure out my own head. It's kind of hard sometimes.
It's kind of hard. And just the 5 minutes that I've been listening to you, I'm like, whoa, this is, you just pinpointed what I know I have to do now. So I'm kind of, I made what the purpose of joining this seminar today was. I'm excited again. I think you can see in my body, as coach as you are.
I can.
Suddenly I like, wow, there's hope.
Right. But now, you know what massive action means now?
What?
That hope will go away. I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
It will disappear. And you have to do it anyway. That's massive action.
Okay.
No matter what comes up in your head, you're still going to do whatever it is that you're going to do. And you're not going to take yourself off track no matter what till you get what you want. If you're going to work with me and you're going to work this program and you're going to work with learning the connection to your body, then you're not stopping until you get what you want. Whether it's weight loss, it's the connection, whatever it is, you do not stop. And I will tell you what, your brain's going to talk you out of it within 24 hours. You got about 24 hours before it comes back. I promise you.
I know. That's why I have an appointment with you tomorrow for my first session.
Oh, are you doing a mini session?
Yeah, we're doing a mini session, you and I.
Oh, okay.
I the day that I found out you existed, I immediately booked it. And that's why I'm here in the masterclass. And yeah, we start tomorrow. I mean,
well, it's just a mini session. So all it does is, it talks about, the program and stuff like that. So you'll hear about the group program here. And the mini session is all about the individual program.
I know. And I'm excited to start listening to the podcast too. But it's a breakthrough for me because, like I said, I know everything. Everything.
You did not know everything. You did not
about the dieting, the nutrition part, the cooking
and the nutrition part is not what's going to save you.
No.
Right. And I learned that too. So I get you, sister. Beautiful work. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Deb. See you tomorrow.
Right. Okay. All righty. We're going to do one more person. And then we're going to start talking about the program. And then I'll go to more people after. Okay. Can you hear me?
Hi. I'm Ans.
Ans?
Hello.
Spoken before?
Yes, we did.
For you now, because I think I said the same thing about your name before. It's not a name I've heard very often. Okay.
It's real Dutch.
Okay, well there you go. Are you in the country or are you somewhere else?
I am in Canada.
Oh, you're in Canada. Okay. So
for 32 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
What you got for me? I remember having a mini session with you.
We had a mini session. That's right.
Yep.
Well, same thing. And then we talked about back then. But then I lost more now.
You lost more weight?
Yes, I lost 38 pounds now.
Oh, what's the problem?
I started last year on September 25th. And the problem is now that I want to lose the 50. I want to lose 12.
Lose another 50.
No, losing another 12.
You want to lose another 12 pounds?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's the problem?
Can't get them off.
Why not?
Ow.
Why not?
Yeah, good question. I'm happy when I see it. My scale, I go on a scale every single day.
Okay. Why aren't you losing it? I just want to know why you're not losing it.
Yeah. Why am I not? I have no clue.
You have no clue. How am I going to know? So we're just going to sit here and go, you don't know and I don't.
Well, no, and I do what I did before, and then all the 38 pounds came off. Like it wasn't easy, but it was very easy every time because I listened to all your podcasts. And so it was easy that way because every time when I heard somebody talk or you say something or answering somebody's questions on the podcast, I go like, yeah, of course, that works for me too. And every time you got me there. So every time I lost more and more.
Okay, but I want to stop you for a minute because you're giving me a lot of credit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not there. I was not there. I don't even know what you're talking about because I was not there.
Yeah.
Which means that I said something and then you thought something and did something different. So it was you.
It was me.
Not me, you.
Yeah.
I said something and you did something with what I said. And it's worked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the main question is why aren't you losing the rest of the weight? I mean, what do you think it is?
Maybe I'm not moving enough now because of my psoriatic arthritis. I'm on prednisone and whatever, and I had difficulties walking. And Like that was an issue. And then I think that I eat a little bit more than I
Okay,
used to
stop. Why would you be eating a little bit more than you used to?
because I'm more hungry now.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah.
Well, that's what I would be looking at. Are you sure that you're more physically hungry now?
Yes, I am, because now it's getting cooler outside, and then you're more hungry.
Okay, well, I don't know that.
Well,
So
I'm
you're
more
telling me.
hungry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But your
Yeah.
body is telling you something too.
Yeah.
And I would be looking at your physical hunger and your emotional hunger. And I don't know how long you've been on prednisone, and having this stuff going.
Week 3,
Week
but
3.
I'm dealing with this psoriatic arthritis since January, February.
Okay.
So there was a lot of inflammations.
Okay. So what I would be doing if I were you is the way that I would be thinking about this. This is what I do when I work with clients who aren't losing weight. Is the first thing is you have to think something that's going to keep you curious and motivated.
Okay.
Because most people, if they really want to lose the weight and are willing to do whatever it takes, will figure it out.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
that includes you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would be using a mindset of I'm going to figure this out no matter what. And I would certainly be looking at eating more. No matter what you say, eating more may not be the right thing for you. And if eating more has anything to do with anything other than physical hunger, and if the frustration of getting on the scale and it staying the same,
Yeah.
if you're thinking thoughts that are creating a feeling of frustration for you, then how do you treat food when you feel frustrated that you're not losing weight?
Yeah.
You may be messing around and there's some emotional hunger going in there that's getting filled by your brain about the frustration about the number. I see it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And that's what I would look at, but I would always have the ongoing thought is that I will figure this out no matter what.
Yeah.
I will lose this weight no matter what. I don't care. I don't know. You might have to go to a doctor or two. You may have to, I don't know what you're going to have to do. But I know that if you're willing to do whatever it takes, you will figure it out.
I know what I'm going to do.
Okay,
I'm
what?
going to start listening again to your podcast, because if I got rid of the 38 pounds, I can do it again.
Okay, well, maybe you
were
want to
in my head.
Well, maybe you want to join the group program and get coached. Get your head examined.
In my head that whole time. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. That was probably good.
I will email you, keep you up to date.
Yeah, this is good for everybody. Everybody's got this stuff going on with the scale. Yeah. And the thoughts about the scale are what probably are slowing you down.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Perfect.
Thanks, Dr. Depp.
Thank you. All right. Those of you, I hope you've gotten something out of everything that I've taught. And what I want to do right now is I'm going to introduce my Thinner Peace and Menopause group program. Any of you who do not want, you already know you don't want to do it with me, you can get off. Those of you who want to stay on to hear about it, I would love to tell you about it. And I'll continue coaching and answering questions for the next half hour. So if you haven't gotten your question answered and you still want to be coached, I'll still do it after I go over the program. So what I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen with you. All right. The name of the program, Thinner Peace and Menopause. And, you know, when I came up with this name, Thinner Peace, I don't just want you to be thinner. I want you to feel peaceful inside with your physical body, no matter what, and no matter where you are. So I don't care if you lose a pound or you lose a lot of weight. This Thinner Peace is available to you now. So like I say, if you've been struggling with weight your whole life, with a relationship with food, and menopause is making it harder than ever, I want to teach you to change the way you think so that this is the very last time you ever have to lose weight again. And it really is, it's just kind of like what Ann said. And it's just kind of like what Anna said too, is that she's a master in nutrition. I was a doctor of nutrition. And do you think that helped? If anything, it made it worse for me. I don't want to tell you what to eat. I want to be the one person that can tell you that your thinking is what's creating the mess. Because what you eat, if you looked at the model that I showed you, the action line of eating comes from a feeling that is created by a thought. And if you can get on top of your thinking and your feelings, then what you eat can change. So menopause made the problem bigger, but the problem existed before. It's very, very important. Any of you who want to work with me, I only want to work with people who've been struggling with this their whole life, because I want you to know that all your tips and all your tricks that you've been using, not only were they not good or healthy for you, they don't work. Because the only thing that really works is being connected to your body and knowing what it needs emotionally and physically. So if all you have decided why to eat is from an external diet, you'll be sad. It's not going to work. External diets omit a critical part of the equation, and that is your brain. They take out the food without addressing the reason you're eating in the first place, and that is everything that I cover. And listen, when I tell you why you're eating, because of how I look at your food journals and how I coach you, and you're going to find out what you're thinking, not only about food, but why you're using food for an emotion that probably needs to be felt and looked at. So menopause made the problem bigger, but the problem existed long ago. You got to go by your body's cues into why you eat. And you know what? That makes everybody happy. And that is what Thinner Peace is all about. So you can teach your brain how to think so that you can lose weight and you can actually enjoy the process without deprivation. I am not here to tell you what not to eat. You are so good at depriving yourself because listen, deprivation is a feeling that comes from a thought. You don't have to think I can't eat. You can think I can eat whatever I want. I can teach you how to do that so you feel more open around food. That doesn't mean you're going to eat bonbons and potato chips because you don't feel deprived. Menopause means changes in hormones and metabolism. If you eat the same amount in your 40s or 50s as you did in your 20s, you're going to gain weight, period. Your appetite has decreased over the years, but menopause makes you feel hungrier than ever. Menopause, imbalance of hormones, change in life, transitioning, creates more emotions. If you've lived your whole life on diets, you don't even know how to handle an emotion and you never have. You're just trying to find that diet that'll be the perfect diet that you haven't found yet. It doesn't work. Imagine what you can do with your life if you're not concentrating on food and your body. Imagine. I'll tell you what, once I stopped thinking about that all the time, I am sitting here. I used to be a chiropractor. I had my own office. I worked on patients all day long. I was in a room. I was doing bodies. And I was doing a lot of talking and I was doing a lot of coaching. I didn't know it at the time. Now look at me. Totally changed. Much more to my heart's desire. And it all happened at your age. It is a time of transition and transformation. You are at it, in it. Food can actually, and the emotions around food can help move you in the right direction if you have the right person to help you do that. You're in menopause. There's nothing wrong with you. Research shows that the mind is more malleable during this time, and the thinner piece process works primarily on your mind. So now that you're in menopause, I can teach you how this can be the last time you ever have to lose weight again by learning to think like a thin person. And when I mean a thin person, that is kind of an interesting thought because I work with thin people who have no thinner piece. So what I really mean when I say think like a thin person, think like a person who's totally connected to their body and takes care of it. That is what I mean. I think I want to even change that because what you think is thin, what I think is thin, what they think is thin. Okay, so the program that I'm offering is going on during the holidays. And we all get caught up in the festive whirlwind, so much thought and effort going towards others. But what if this year you took a moment for yourself? What if you can enjoy the season and still feel at peace with food in your body? Let me tell you what. You want to get on the fast train to losing weight. You want to get on the fast train to transformation and menopause. Work during the holidays because everything comes up. And if I'm coaching you and I'm coaching other people, you're going to hear it and you are going to have light bulb moments from all of this. The holidays are actually my favorite time to work towards thinner peace. The reasons why you overeat all show up this time of year. Now is the fastest way to learn to grow. So if you're looking for faster, and everybody on this call is, this is the time to do it during the holidays. So imagine ringing in the new year without having to make another resolution about losing weight because you already are. The way the group program works, as you'll see, will actually be working through the new year into January. So it's like by the time January comes, you're going to be feeling pretty darn good. And here's how the program works. So there's 12 live weekly coaching sessions with me that'll be on Thursdays at these times. And all of this, you'll get a copy of all of this. So, but for now, what I want you to know is that even though it's a group format, you have 12 live coaching sessions with me. A coaching session like you're getting right now, I would call this group coaching where I'm coaching, I'm teaching, and you're all learning from each other. There's also 12 video sessions and workbooks that are available for you to watch at your convenience. So all of this, you can start at any time. Once you join, you're in. Now, I'm very specific inside how I want you to do these, but you also can go at your own rate too. And everything is so organized from years of doing this now. The workbooks, the homework go very specifically with each session. The moment you sign up, you get instant access to these videos and you can start right away. You also have lifetime access to all the videos, all the recorded group live sessions, the workbook, the journal, and more. The exact tools that you need to train your brain, including my thinner piece discussion guide. Like all of you will get a little guide today that's maybe 6 pages. The discussion guide is probably 60 to 70 pages, and it coincides with all of the videos. Plus, you'll get my thinner piece food journal and urge workbook, which you will learn is very, very important to the process. Anybody that works with me, all of this gets filled out. They all work together with the online training videos. All group coaching sessions are still with me, 15 plus years. And I say that because there's a lot of programs where the person that's like me isn't there anymore. And this is like my favorite thing to do. So this is like probably what I will always be doing because it's my favorite thing to do. And I think it's what I'm best at and it's what I can help you the most with. So you get me. You also have unlimited support with me through email. Anytime, anywhere, you can get any type of questions answered with me anytime. We are connected for 3 months. So plus the 12 live coaching calls. just like we're doing right now, where all the magic happens. I call it magic. It's not really magic, but like I say, it's like a miracle. This change in perception, which is everything that I work with, it feels like magic sometimes when your brain starts working in a better way for you. The program is set up in 3 phases. The first phase is called Rethink, where we really work on your head. And we work on the model, and that's what I was kind of showing you, and the types of eating. We get very specific about emotional and physical hunger, and a lot of work on the scale. And, you can be as proficient with the model as you want to be, depending on how hard you're willing to work with me during the program. The second phase is called Reset, and it's where we work with food more often, and where we work with exercise, and where I teach you how to come back whenever something doesn't go your way. And I promise you, everything will not go away and you're going to mess up. And that's okay. And the last phase is Reinvent. After we rethink, after we reset our bodies, then we work on reinventing the whole thing. I teach you how to be curious. Don't get pissed off. And you tell me, and we figure out why this is the very last time. If you look inside the portal itself, it looks like this. And we're just showing you how it looks with the hunger scale and the compelling reason. Everything goes together. Everything is organized. So if you've known me for a while, you know how unique this opportunity is, because this is the last time the doors will be open in 2023 for my group experience. And the price is less than half of Thinner Peace and individual coaching. So the individual coaching, which I know some of you have done, it's twice the price, but it's twice the attention. I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth the price. But in the group program, you still get all my tools and you get all the coaching at half the price because there's more of you. For some of you, it's better that way. You know who you are. You don't want my intense focus on you. You would rather hear it from other people, because when I'm coaching somebody else, I'm coaching you too. Every time I open this program, it sells out. Right now, there's 3 or 4 seats available. I keep the class small so you get the coaching and attention that you need. Now, there are bonuses that come with this. This is not everything that I showed you. You get that, plus you get a coaching vault. And the coaching vault is probably what my clients have really enjoyed the most. It's me coaching other people over the years on very specific tools and different modules of the course. So, if I'm talking about the model, I'll send you me coaching a few people on the model. If we're talking about the physical hunger scale, you'll get some videos on me coaching somebody on the physical hunger scale. When I coach somebody else, it helps you see your brain better. So not only do you get the live sessions, but you also have the vault that is filled with videos of me coaching other people. I also include my book, The One Thing That Changes Everything, which is very, very specific to the model. And those of you who want to be genius at the model, this book helps. Also, and I didn't know what this was until my son told me, this students only podcast, but it's pretty exciting once you really get it, because the students only podcast, that means everything that we do, the live coaching sessions, the videos are all on this podcast, which you can put on your phone or anywhere. You don't have to go through the portal. It's private and it's yours. So you can listen to it anywhere that you want, just like you listen to my podcast. I really love this. And I'm so glad that my son BJ came up with this. Okay. So you get the coaching vault, you get the one thing that changes everything, you get the student only podcast. Maybe it's a value of $1,400, no extra charge. The moment you sign up, you get immediate access Plus, this is the best. The books that I use, the discussion guide and the food journals, you get them all with the program, all in PDF form. And if you love working on the computer, you'll love it. But also, I have the books in paper. And for those of you who sign up today by midnight, I want to get you encouraged. So if you're interested in doing this, I'm kind of saying this is pretty cool. But what I'm really saying is if you feel the urge to want to do this, the longer you wait, the less you're going to want to do it. So I'm saying get the books because you'll love it if you like to write. But if you really like what I'm saying and you really want to do this and you want to get it done by the end of the year, don't say maybe next time. Don't say this isn't the right time. Don't say I don't have the money. Don't say all the things I've heard a million times. Give yourself the gift of working with me. But the books are pretty nice too. And you'll get them mailed to your house wherever they are. In the past, in the last group, I had some emails. People send me emails because you all can email me. But there were a few that were so significant that I just wanted to share them with you, and I've had permission to share them. So one person said that as a retired teacher educator, and a leader within my profession, I recognize the elements of your quality instruction and teaching. And I can't read the rest of it because I have something in front of it, but you can read what she wrote. And basically, she said how impressed she was with what I did. And she's a teacher. I felt like that was such a big compliment that she was impressed with my teaching skills, because I wouldn't say that's my biggest skill. I think my biggest skill is coaching. But I think this program is so organized and so user-friendly. So I love that that was coming from her because she sees all that. I also had somebody say right at the end of the program that she feels alive again, that your tools make this personal journey so doable. Again, thank you so much for your insight, love, and support. I look forward to continue using the tools for life. Again, your class has opened up my heart and my soul. And why I do the work. And this was not a happy camper at the beginning of the group, I guarantee you. And she was waffling back and forth. She did not make the decision fast. But boy, was she glad she did it. And one other person wrote, I've learned so much about myself through our amazing time together. I'm so much more in touch with my body, but also my perspective of my being here in this life. I also trust my instincts and feelings so much more than before. You've been an amazing mentor, so much more supportive of my personal journey compared to Weight Watchers and other programs, for sure. And this woman's an attorney. I mean, I know I work with smart, brilliant women, and I know all of you are, and I want you to act like you are, and I want to treat you like you are, and I want you to use that brilliant mind. The price. It's a one-time investment of $3,300, or you can make 3 monthly payments of $1,210, either or. I limit the class to 12 people, so you get the attention and support that you need. There were 600 people that signed up for this class. I just want you to know. And there are 4 seats left. If you go through my program, this is the best. If you go through my program and you aren't happy with your results, I will give you back your investment. If you sign up by tonight, I will send you the books. They will be at your doorstep before the class starts. Class starts, I think, next Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Central. If you sign up by tonight, you will guarantee your spot in the class. I'll mail you a special gift. You'll get the bonuses. You can start immediately, and you have taken 0 financial risk. And for those of you who've been following me for a while and the individual program was too expensive for you, maybe this is it. Any questions? I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to start looking at questions. So as I'm sitting here talking about the program, I see that you're all on here. I will definitely coach some more people about the program or anything that you have. But I also want to know if you have any other questions about the program. Like, is this something that you think that you want to do? If it is, what's stopping you from doing it? What would make you want to do it? What would help you? What would encourage you? Or what are you saying to yourself that's making you not want to do it? One of the things that I've heard from clients over the years is the thought that if they invested this much money and they have failed so many times before, what if they fail again? That's probably the most common comment that I get from people who are looking into working with me. And I will ask you this question back to you. What if it works? Not what if it fails. What if it works? That is what I would put to you. You wouldn't be the first person that it worked for, and you wouldn't be the first person that thought they were going to fail that didn't. And it all starts with if you have a feeling inside of you, and that feeling is, I want to do it. And then your brain comes in to say, but I don't know if I have the money. I don't know if I have the time. What if we don't do it? What if you're a loser like you do it all the time? I mean, your mind isn't going to be helpful unless you point it into what if this works? What if this was my answer? What if? And listen, you're here. You know it's different. You know I'm different. This is not anything you've ever done before because I don't think there is anything else like this. So I am not getting any questions on the program, and I have all of you on here. So I'm thinking you just want more. And I'll also start coaching. I'll answer some questions while I coach people. But I really want you to think while I'm coaching if this is something that you want to do. Rolla says, after the 3 months are up, would we still have access to all the material, e.g. the podcast? Yes, you would have lifetime access to everything. Everything that's in the program is yours for the rest of your life. It's lifetime access. When I'm through with the program, you'll get a copy of everything that's in the program again so you can see it. But yes, you will have access to everything. It's lifetime. And the coaching itself is probably, I would say, the best thing about the program. I love my tools, but I think for a lot of people, the difference between learning the tools and learning what is in your head that gets in the way of using those tools is why you'd want to work in a program with me. What is in the way? What is in the way? Is it the scale? Is it your thinking on the scale? Is it your mind thinking that you can't eat foods that you want to eat? What is in the way? Okay, I'm going to bring Rebecca up. And I'm going to coach her. Everybody can listen. We'll talk about the program and I'll coach her at the same time. Okay, Rebecca, can you talk to me? Okay, what you got?
Well, I don't even know where to start. I've done all the things, just like you said. I lost 55 pounds with Weight Watchers 21 years ago and kept it off until I probably hit 50 to 55.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 62
Mm-hmm.
and I'm up 30, almost 40 pounds. And it doesn't budge.
Why not?
Because I'm mentally probably not where I need to be. And I do pretty good for a couple of days. And then or even maybe a week, and then I let go. And
okay. So that's the reason why you have 30 plus pounds on you.
Mm-hmm.
Is
exactly
because you are not consistent.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Right. I've learned a lot today just by listening. I mean, things that like the one lady you talked to, I know all the things. I know all the things.
I know.
I've done all the things. I've done all the things that work. But
what you're not doing is you're not managing your mind.
Exactly.
right? And you told me exactly what the problem is
Yep.
I'm good for a little bit and then something happens. And the something that happens is not magical.
Nope.
It's not something that drops from the sky. It's something that drops in your head. And that's the reason why you have 30 plus pounds, because you're not willing to do massive action. Massive action is doing whatever it takes. You don't. You do a little bit about what it takes, and then you stop.
Right.
What would it
That's
take?
exactly right.
What would it take? I think just a little push in the right direction in your head with all the stuff that comes up when it comes up. That's the purpose of the group program, is that if you do the work that I tell you to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you continue with massive action, means you don't stop. That means you show up every week. That means that you go over with me your food journals. It means you do your food journals according to the way that I tell you how to do it. And you don't give up no matter what. Now, you can join the group and do that, or you can do it on your own. But that is your problem. And that is the problem for most people that are on here, is your brain gets in the way. And when the brain gets in the way, it's very tricky. Because probably what your brain says is, poor baby, you haven't had a cookie in 5 days, and look how good you've been. I think that a little cookie, a little bite, a little bit would not
It won't hurt. It won't hurt.
That is what we'll deal with
tomorrow, right?
That is what we'll deal with. It's common, but it's a problem. It's problematic thinking. And you can change it. You can change it permanently. That's how you do the work. It's not what you're eating, it's what you're thinking. And then when I talk about the tool, massive action, I am not kidding with you. Massive action is what you're missing. You need that brain tweaked. You got it?
I got it.
For now. For now.
I got it. I got it for now. Yep.
Good. Thank you for sharing.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Joanne.
I was the one that had put down that I'm over 60. Menopause is in the picture. I have feel like I have slow menopause. But what's going on now? What's going on now is I had gotten COVID back in 2021. So I was in hospital for 3 months. I'm now on oxygen. So the physical activity that I do is very limited.
Mm-hmm.
And I find myself, like, if it pops in my head, I want to eat something, chocolate or something, I'll just do it instead of focusing on the right foods to eat. I mean, I have the right foods in the house. It's just, I don't have anything to do. So I'm sitting here, can't wait to eat, that type of situation. I'm trying to figure out what can I do to stop that, to break that.
What can you think?
Yeah.
Not what can you do? Really, what you're asking me is, what can I think that's different?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And
it's not like I just started, gaining weight. I've always, adult lifehood, I've been overweight. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would start with deciding that you think that you're important enough, even if you're not even if you can't move as much. That's not a reason not to lose weight.
Okay.
It's more of a reason.
Right.
To want to take better care of yourself.
Right.
Right. But your brain's probably like, how do you deal with boredom would probably be my question.
Right.
Because boredom is a feeling. And I don't want to try to tell you not to be bored. What I want to do is tell you, can you be bored and not eat?
Right.
Right. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Can I be bored?
Can I feel that negative emotion without eating? So we do really baby steps. We start with, can I eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm full? And do I even know what that is?
Right.
Do you?
No.
That's where you start. That's what I started with today is, Don't look at the big picture. Look at the small picture of eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. It can be life changing. Just if you can see yourself eating a meal of eating fuel food when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. Even if you just do it once in a day, it's a miracle. Great. You can do it.
I believe I can do it.
I believe you can do it. And I believe that's where you start.
Okay.
And you don't start with what you don't have. You start with what you do have. It sounds to me like you got a brain that works pretty good.
Right.
But you're not using it right. You're using it against yourself. Use it to help yourself.
Gotcha.
Did you want to join my group program?
Now, speaking of that, I really don't have the finances to do it.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Have you heard my podcast?
No, and that's where I would like to go. What is your podcast again?
Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond.
Okay.
Start at number 1.
Okay.
And no matter what, do what I tell you to do. Act as if you paid $3,300 to do it.
Okay.
If you join this group and you paid $3,300, would you do it?
Yeah.
Well, will you do it anyway if you don't pay the $3,300 and the information is there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, prove it.
All right. I will.
Okay. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Okay. I still got people on, so I'll answer one more question. I'll see if there's any question about the group. Rolla says, how is the student-only podcast different from the public podcast? Totally different. The student podcast has everything that's in the group program. My live coaching, all of the videos and recordings, all of the coaching vault. It is from the program. The podcasts are my episodes that I do from home that have nothing to do with the group program. They're totally separate. But you can listen to them. They're in the same place where you're going to end up listening to it. That's the beauty of the student podcast. Does that make sense, Roland? Okay, there's one more person here that I'll coach. Can you talk to me? Hello, Sam? Kat?
Hey.
Do I call you Sam or are you Sam or Kat?
Yeah, I'm Sam.
Okay, talk to me.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's really kind of you to talk to me. Unfortunately, I missed the beginning.
That's okay, you'll hear it.
But I mean, what can I say? I mean, obviously, I'm like in the same box as I'm obviously, not very original in that I'm with everyone else in terms of like done loads of diets. Here I am, menopause age.
Yeah, that's why we're all here.
I know it is just a flippin', non-stop dilemma. But yeah. So I need to, yeah. So why is it that I'm like that? I don't know. I mean, I noticed that the lady did Weight Watchers. I did do Weight Watchers successfully many years ago.
Wait a minute. Stop for a minute.
Yeah.
What's the problem? What do you want help with?
Okay, I need to lose 2.5 stone, which I guess in your way, the way you talk is like, I don't know, 35 pounds.
Okay. Why do you need to do that?
Because I've just always been chubby, It's like and it's just,
well, if you've always been chubby, why wouldn't you? If you don't want to be chubby, you don't have to be.
Oh, great.
I know. So what's the problem?
That's a good question.
I know. It's a really good question.
It's just you're just so simple in terms of like asking me such a very, very exact question. What is the problem? Let's think about it.
Well, I don't have all the time in the world, so
no. You're right. Sorry. So what's the problem?
To know what the problem is.
I eat the wrong food.
Why? Why do you eat the wrong things if you don't want to be chubby? You know what to eat?
Yeah, I don't know what to eat. It's true.
You don't know what to eat?
No.
Really?
It's true because I keep, going from one thing to another, and one thing seems to work.
I know, but do you kind of know the difference between what's a fuel food for you and what isn't overall? Come on.
Well, yeah. I mean, like this morning, I made a green smoothie. You couldn't say that wasn't good food. I did eat good
So
food.
So the only thing is your brain starts saying to you, well, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be eating this. Maybe I should be eating that. Maybe you walk around so confused that you end up gaining weight instead of losing weight.
Maybe that's true because I do, my 10,000 steps. I drink my green smoothie. I think, oh, I'm doing quite well, but there's no shift on my weight. My weight is still the same.
Well, why is that?
I think actually it's because I eat too much. I think that I eat too much.
Stop. So why don't you just do what I've been saying to do and start using the physical hunger scale and see if you can figure out what your numbers are and stay between the twos and don't go over them.
I'm going to listen to the podcast from the webinar from the beginning, and I will understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. Have you heard my podcast? Have you ever heard my podcast?
I haven't, and now I'm excited because I never heard it. I don't know anything. I'm like new.
Beautiful. So Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond is the name of the podcast. You'll listen to this video again. It will help you. And we are going to open up your mind because your mind is running the show and you act like you don't know what's going on up there.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Is that enough to get you going?
Yes, it is. Thank you. You're a miracle.
Thank you. It was wonderful. And I'm going to go ahead and put you back, say a few more words. Oops, wait a minute. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
That's all right. Shall I stay as an attendee? It's
going to promote you.
Oh, I'll just stay as an attendee then, shall I?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very, very much.
Wonderful, my pleasure. Wonderful. I'm just going to mute you. Okay. So I don't think I see any other questions about the group. Oh, wait a minute. Anonymous says, will you be doing the next group program and will it be on a day other than Thursdays as I work on Thursdays? I don't know. I know what I'm doing now. So I wish I could answer that, Anonymous, what day it'll be on, but I don't know. I plan it as I go. And just know that all of this is recorded so that even if you had to miss it, you would still get the recordings, or maybe you could figure out your work schedule. Any other questions? I so appreciate everybody being here with me today. I hope my coaching has helped. I hope the little bit of teaching that I've done is helpful. For those of you who don't know anything about me, there is my podcast, 5.5 years of content, 391 episodes of my philosophy, of my process, of my tools. The big difference between my podcast and what I'm offering here today is access to me on a regular basis and a proven way to go through the Thinner Peace process. So if this sounds like something that you want and it resonates with you, would it be in your best interest to give yourself this as a holiday gift? I don't know. Anna Marie says, and it's Anna, how do you see the podcast episodes in order? How do you see the podcast episodes? I would do the podcast. If you have not heard my podcast at all, I would start with number 1. At least go through the first 10 or so and go from there. Everybody, I don't think anybody else has any other questions. I know you're still on, and I would love to answer or coach any of you on anything else. I have the time. I love doing this. Is there anything that would help you? Okay, so Kat's gone. Is there anything else that might help you get to where you want? Rola, any other questions for you? Nona, Jody, Jean, Gilly, Carol, you're all still here. Do you have any other questions? What would make this the year for you to do something totally different to make this the last time that you ever need to lose weight again? Am I the right person for you? You know the answer to that. You've had enough of me today to know that. And if you think I am, and you have the nudge inside of your body that says she is, then I don't know what you're waiting for. But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining me today. I have loved every minute of it. I'll be doing more things as the years go by. And keep listening to my podcast. And I hope to see you in the group program. Bye.
If you're loving my podcast and you would like some more information to be able to follow along with, then please go to drdebbutler.com/change, and you can get a free copy of my companion book that goes with this podcast that I refer to in many different episodes. That is drdebbutler.com/change, CHANGE.